आपका स्वागत है. I actually recorded this entire video already, but कुछ error आ गया. I just pressed one wrong button and boom, everything was gone. All my data was gone. So now I am back to square one, but that's okay. We are here. So an interesting thing, from now on, I will try to include Nifty, Bank Nifty, top stocks as well in this analysis. तो जो भी top stocks है जैसे कि Reliance, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank और वो सब भी include होंगे in hopefully this around 5-minute video. 5 minutes से exceed भी हो सकता है, but let's see. Without any further ado, we'll talk about Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty here हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि जो कल का रेजिस्टेंस था उसके आसपास भी नहीं आया. आज पहले ही कैंडल में 350 पॉइंट का मूव दिखाया, which is obviously not a very good sign. Coming to the other candles of today, we can see they were very range bound. In fact, अगर मैं 5 मिनट का चार्ट करूँ और अगर मैं रिट्रेसमेंट करूँ, अगेन ऑल दीज थिंग्स आई हैड ऑलरेडी डन, ऐसा लगता है कि मैं रिपीट पे चला रहा हूँ, पर फिर भी अगर रिट्रेसमेंट करूँ वी कैन सी 50% से ही टर्न बैक हुआ था, विच मीन्स कि सेलर्स वर इन कंट्रोल इन माय व्यू. सो 38.2 रिजेक्शन आया, उसके बाद 23.6 होल्ड किया है. सो आई थिंक वो एक अच्छी साइन है. स्टार्टिंग में RSI 15 तक गया था, बट आफ्टर दैट इट वाज कंफर्टेबल बिटवीन RSI 40 and 60, which indicates it's possibly range bound instead of being negative. So let's see where that goes. If I just remove the drawings, we can see something very interesting. हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि एक यहाँ पे हाई बनाया था, यहाँ पे एक लोअर हाई है, यहाँ पे एक लो बनाया था और ये एक लोअर लो है. So अगर ये लेवल होल्ड करता है तो ठीक है, RSI is at 40 on the hourly chart, which means कि possibly it can gather some strength, but unless this level is held, I think there is a good chance कि हम लोग एक ट्रेडिंग रेंज फॉर्म कर सकते हैं बैंक निफ्टी पे, और थोड़ा सा करेक्ट हो सकता है और ऑब्वियसली ऊपर भी जा सकता है. ऐसा कुछ सर्टेनिटी नहीं रहता इन द मार्केट्स, बट दीज आर ऑल पॉसिबिलिटीज. नाउ ब्रिंगिंग द लेवल्स बैक, this is what I see. So I'll just hide this retracement, so थोड़ा खिचड़ी कम हो जाएगा. And if 35,000 is not held, then I see 34,870, then 34,644. By the way, all these levels are there in the description. And if you're watching on YouTube, the description will also have a ton of resources, including book recommendations. There's a free book also there and other things. So make sure you check the description out. That's very helpful in my view. अगर ऊपर जाता है 338 and then 529 are the resistance levels. Now coming to the top stock, which is HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank, we'll go daily chart on HDFC Bank, and what we can see here is कि 1529 का जो level है, the level, that same level that I spoke about with Anush in my video over the weekend. You can check that out, and it might give you some good clarity about these levels, top Nifty stocks की. But anyway, coming back to HDFC Bank, we can see 1529 का level से ही reject हुआ है. Gap filling है इधर, we can see there's a gap filling here, but maybe 1460 is the level unless this gap support is held. So that's what we're seeing. RSI is at 51.92, which means कि RSI is still bullish bias, but it is on the edge of bullish bias. So if we know one thing about bullish bias is that कभी भी हो सकता है. आज जैसे कि कल बैंक निफ्टी was at RSI 50, approximately today it is at RSI 39. वैसा HDFC बैंक में भी हो सकता है. In fact, HDFC बैंक is one of the top draggers for बैंक निफ्टी today, but that is for a different day. वो सब डिस्कशन ऐसे बहुत आ जाएंगे. Next we talk about ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank we can see कि सपोर्ट के आसपास ही आ रहा है. अगर हम लोग 60 मिनट चार्ट देखते हैं, then we can actually see कि सेकेंड हाफ में रिलीफ रैली जैसा आया था ICICI बैंक के लिए, which is completely different from what we saw with Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty में second half का relief rally जो था, that was not that strong. So as of now, ICICI Bank looks like a stronger overall bank than Bank Nifty as a whole. So I think अगर ये level sustain नहीं कर पाता है, then 633 is where we could have our sights set. Next stock that I'll talk about is Kotak Bank. Kotak Bank here, 1820 के ऊपर मैंने स्ट्रेंथ बोला था और 1820 अब तक आया नहीं है. So clearly we are seeing some weakness. 1780 is the next support. We can see there's a cluster of levels here. So you might be able to see that there are a bunch of lines here, which basically mean कि वो levels important है मेरे view में. So we are coming towards those levels. RSI 60 is being rejected, which is not a very good sign. So let's see how it goes. Next stock we talk about is SBIN. SBIN is coming back from highs on this day, on 4th June. We discussed, this was again in the weekly episode, Anush and I discussed how at higher levels SBI is possibly facing some exhaustion क्योंकि थोड़ा profit booking जैसा हो रहा है, and from there now we are seeing it coming back. So generally SBI, if we see, for example, I'll just use the horizontal ray tool and I'll draw a line. Here we can see थोड़े टाइम तक ये गैप होल्ड करता है, which means कि थोड़े टाइम तक शायद ये गैप भी होल्ड कर पाएगा. We never know. So let's see if this gap might be held or not. If not, then शायद थोड़ा सा वीकनेस आ सकता है. RSI 60 को अप्रोच कर रहा है, सो मे बी इधर तक तो शायद आ सकता है 420 के आसपास, 419, 420 possibly. But let's see how that goes. So that is it for Bank Nifty stocks. Now we'll move to Nifty. So if we just move to Nifty, and Nifty पे we'll do 60-minute chart. Yes, 60-minute chart. निफ्टी का जो रेजिस्टेंस मैंने मेंशन किया था 740 का 733 का in the description, that has been broken, which is a great sign. And one thing right off the bat, we can see that Nifty is much better off than Bank Nifty. RSI is above 60 as well, which is obviously a very bullish sign compared to Bank Nifty's RSI, which is actually below 40 also. There's a very clear, mismatch, miscommunication happening there. Nifty ka agar, in fact, Nifty opened at a gap up and then filled in that gap. Bank Nifty niche hi open hua, flat open hua tha. So banks were not very good to begin with. If we do a retracement, agar hum log retracement karte hai, we can see clear support at these support zones and resistance at these resistance zones. So even though bullishness है 78.6, 61.8, वो सब जो मेन लेवल्स रहते हैं फॉर डिफेंस फॉर द बेयर्स इन दिस केस वर हेल्ड, विच मीन्स कि मार्केट इज स्टिल नॉट कंप्लीटली इन फेवर ऑफ बुल्स, बट हाँ काफी बाइंग हुआ था. Previous close से काफी resistance भी आया था, which is not a very good sign, but it is what it is. RSI was range bound between 40 to 60 for most of the day. Now coming to the 60-minute chart, once again we can see it is still in the bullish channel and all things seem fine. If we do the quick moving average, we can see 50 MA support for today. But that's it for Nifty. Now we'll move to Reliance and we will talk about Reliance's daily chart. So Reliance's daily chart, if I can just load it, it shows us some exhaustion, but हम लोग 2192 पे अच्छा buying देख सकते हैं. 2192 is basically a fib extension level, which is again a good sign. But 2200 ka 20. See, the thing is, Reliance is that psychological levels are not as important because 2200 thoda 2220 approx levels will always be there as a resistance. This I have observed time and time again with Reliance. So Reliance का कह नहीं सकते, थोड़ा unpredictable stock है. But as of now, this level here, this 2231 level here is acting as a big hurdle for Reliance. So let's see if that is held or if that is breached, and then we might get a better idea. Next stock that we are going to talk about, HDFC Bank हो गया, ICICI Bank हो गया, तो हम लोग इनकी की बात कर लेंगे, which is the next stock in the hierarchy. Infosys here we can see ये जो range bound का जो level बनाया था मैंने spinning top का, वो उसके जो एक्सट्रीमिटीज है उसको टेस्ट कर रहा है. सो आई थिंक अ क्लोज अबव दिस 1416 लेवल, मे बी अबव 1420 or so, might show us a move up till the all time high. So let's see what happens. Again, this is the daily chart. RSI has just come above 60, so clearly थोड़ा potential है Infosys में. Let's see what happens. Very strong volumes also today. Let's note very strong volumes, which is a good sign. Now coming to the next stock, which is HDFC, and this is the final stock for today. So by the way, if you're watching, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, do everything you can. It's all free, of course. It helps me out a bunch, motivates me to make these videos, right? What's एकदम नो रिस्क प्रोपोजिशन है, कोई लॉस ही नहीं है तो ट्रेड लेना चाहिए ना. वैसे ही लाइक शेयर करो, कोई लॉस ही नहीं है उसमें, सिर्फ प्रॉफिट ही प्रॉफिट है. एंड नाउ 2600 लेवल्स फॉर HDFC आर बीइंग रिजेक्टेड. वी कैन सी द सेम थिंग हैपनिंग हियर. Again, there's a little bit of a gap filling. HDFC twins actually 2 दिन से underperform कर रहे हैं, which is very weird to see. But let's see if this gap support is held. Coincidentally, HDFC Bank में भी same gap support है. अगर वो नहीं मिलता gap support, then naturally 2500 के आसपास आ सकता है. RSI 60 has been rejected, which is very interesting to see. Anyway, this has become an 8-minute video now from a 5-minute video. So if you like this, make sure you like it, share, subscribe, do everything you can. As I said, description देख लो, उसके अंदर और बहुत भी चीजें होती है apart from levels. That's it for this one. See you in the next, and happy trading.